Hey everybody, I originally wanted to do this as a live stream, however life is not kind of letting me do that right now. So, I do this as a standard video, and everybody pronounces it different. Lidl, whatever you want to call it, the other German grocery store here in the US, and I don't know if they have stores in Canada. They sold this lovely little pre-lit Christmas tree for $10. Runs off of 2 AA batteries, which I have in there, obviously, because I just had it lit up. And, honestly, if you're using it like I am, where I have it lit up while I'm at work, these 2 AA's will probably last you all season. However, we don't like to leave stuff alone, do we? So we're going to modify this. Eric, you might ask, how on earth are you going to modify a little Christmas tree? Well, you see a little soldering iron right here. And you see a roll of solder. Oh, and I know when I pronounce it solder, it triggers some people, but I'm from New Jersey. We say things a little bit differently sometimes. But, got my little helping hands, because I did not realize how tiny they are. And I am missing one of my other components. Give me 1 second, please. Alright, so here's the component that I wanted to play with the most. Comes in a very nondescript, it's a very small green box. I also, off camera, assembled my helping hands. That was actually more of a pain than I was expecting. So these are very cheap. In fact, this 8-pack cost me, or 8-pack, this 5-pack cost me $8. And they actually come like this. You actually have to break them apart. That's a little uncomfortable. And this is how small they are. That's the tip of my finger. I'm not going to be able to get you some of the very close-up shots, but the very 2 in the middle are for the battery. The 2 on the outside are for your output. This is the TP 4056. They have multiple versions. This one is USB-C, as you can see. And up here there's also solder pads for if you had a solar panel, you could hook up and charge it. So I was not expecting these to be this small. And so that was fun. Now, what are we doing here, okay? I have this Bluetooth speaker that I used to use when I worked at the one place. And where's my phone? I just want to show that it works. Oh, that was upside down. Oh, I think I put this part back on upside down when I messed with it. And Bluetooth on. Let me get this, oh, here we go, never mind. As you can see, this is working, and, this one does act a little strange at times. We'll just use my typical song that I use. Yeah, it likes to cut out from time to time. And also the USB port on the front is broken. That's probably the biggest part. So let's reconfigure the camera a bit and I'll be right back. Alright, so let's mess with this thing. I'm going to take... It's got 2 screws here. Like I said, I think I put it upside down when yeah, I definitely did. Because I did take this apart to see what kind of battery it was to make sure it was going to be compatible with this. In full disclosure, it is. I'll put those in that screw. I might actually put the second kit in this one here. So this is just your basic, like a 21.860. What in the world? Oh, that's probably the Bluetooth antenna. So what I noticed is it looks like this particular speaker is a dual voice coil in there. And that's a little strange for something that size. And try to decide how far I want to go with this. I'm just going to do what I need to do here. Let me grab... I am going to leave some wire. By the way, oh, I didn't realize you... Sorry. With a LiPo cell, do not go ahead and cut both wires at the same time. Cut them one at a time like that. So yeah, this is just your basic 18650. I have a feeling the voltage is a little low on it, but that'll be fine for what we're doing. This time I'll assemble it correctly. Like I said, I wanted to just make sure that the cell that I had in here was going to be compatible, so I pulled the top off of it before I ordered all this. Now, there's going to be a whole bunch of links in a pinned comment underneath this video for the part, for the resistors. Based on the math that I did, and by math that I did, I mean math that somebody else did, I needed a 33 ohm resistor. I only needed one, so of course I have 100. But that'll be fine. Everything's fine. I'll just pull this out and then put these back in the bag. I actually have a you know, it's like if I had a 5-pack, that would be perfect because I can mess with 5 of these. Because I have 5 boards. Did I put the other boards? Oh, they're in here. Okay. And, ooh, sorry, that's right by the mic. I didn't think about that. So I like doing stupid, goofy stuff like this, right? And, I want to do more of it on camera because that's one thing I definitely don't do enough of is like these DIY projects. There is, again, right by the mic. What is wrong with you, Eric? I don't know, man. We'll put that back in there later. You know, we're gonna connect this last, and the solder. Try to say it the way most people do it. That I got is I had to get thinner diameter solder, and as you can tell, this is really the first time I'm doing this because I am none of my stuff's open. You know, I'm learning as much as hopefully we're all learning together, because I would hate to do something like this and not teach somebody. Like, that was, like, the whole reason I started this YouTube channel. I wanted to teach people, and then life kind of happened, and then, you know, the way they have this the plastic cover over this, but it's really stupid the way they did it. There we go. Oh, I only got, like, half of it. What in the world? They put tape on the actual end of the solder. And, I'm sorry if you can hear it over there. There's a fan going. It is currently... You can't see the window from where I have the camera now. But on the other side of the window right there, it is 29 degrees here in southern New Jersey. Alright, we just got that. Open this little soldering iron. This is the first time I'm using it. This is a Sequire. Oh, you can't see that. Eric, what are you doing? So Secure electric soldering iron. It's based on crap. I'll try to put it somewhere on there. That was inexpensive. It runs off of a power brick that you can barely see, and this thing heats up fast. So now let me move some stuff around, and I'll be right back. The hard part's going to be remembering to look at the camera to make sure everything's in sight. So I've already showed you that this works. It has two Rayovac batteries of unknown age in it, and I've thought about a couple different ways to do this. The best way to do this would honestly be to... I'm going to make this so that I can undo what I'm about to do, so I'm going to leave a little bit on there. If I had a 3D printer, I could... Ooh. If I had a 3D printer, I could make an enclosure for this. However, I do not own such a thing. And so I'm going to do the right thing, which is to do the wrong thing. I don't want to leave this... I don't want these to be too long. I can always cut them down. Based on there's little dots on this, so I'm thinking that this is positive. I don't think there's enough juice in this to light this up. I wish I had... What's the output on this? Oh, I'm not putting 19 volts through that. Alright. So, we can probably... Now keep in mind, we are now working with a live lithium battery. So, this is... I think this battery is pretty discharged. Oh, I just touched them together. So I think we'll be okay. Alright, so the one with the dots is negative. And now I am going to take my electrical tape. I told you, I have not done any of this yet. I know you're sitting there going, didn't he open any of this stuff before? No, I didn't. This is the first time I'm touching it. Man, leave me alone. No. I'm in a pretty good mood despite the week I've had. I just want to... But I really wanted to do this as a live stream. However, things have been a little rough this week. And I also have a lot of stuff I have to do this week. And man... I had just taken this roll of electrical tape out of my truck right before I turned the camera on for the first time. And this stuff is very cold, and it's not wanting to... So we're just going to loosely cover... We're going to loosely cover that, so that no matter what we do, that does not... So what I want to do, we determined that the one with the dots, which you cannot see, and I can barely see, are negative. I think what we're going to do... I might actually tin these first. I think I hold down A, and now that is work. There we go. You know, it's almost like I have a set of helping hands here. That can help me. Then I'm going to do the right thing and touch it right after I soldered on it. So this is the one without the dots. So that's going to be battery plus, which is on this side. Now once I hook the battery, or once I'm hooking the battery up, I'm going to wrap the jaws of this helping hands in electrical tape. Actually, I probably should do that now. However, I'm not thinking that far ahead. Alright, so we are at 300 degrees right now. I was going to say that's good enough for the girls we go out with, but no, it's actually not. I'm not going to make you sit there and watch me do all 4 of these joints. Okay, that got better. And I'm actually going to turn this little light on. This little light is actually pretty handy. I don't know why I didn't think about it the first time. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clip a little extra wire. The right thing to do, like I said, would be if I had a 3D printer, I could make a little enclosure for it. I'm just gripping it by the USB port, and then, oh, I gotta be careful not to touch the tip of the soldering iron. Problem is, I'm a lefty, and well, that's one of the problems, and and the fact I barely know what I'm doing. But I thought you guys might enjoy this little project because, you know, it's Christmas, and I know over in the UK there are companies like Poundland, which is like kind of like our Dollar General, I would assume, because they're not quite Dollar Tree, because like there's a lot of things that are not you know, just a pound there. And like you might be able to find. Actually, I'll put a big link. I'll put a link in the description to. Well, you know what? I can put it in line with this. I forgot to put the resistor in. So I'll find the positive. I'm just going to. I wish I had some heat shrink on me. Although I think these would be just fine running off the full 5 volts, but I can't guarantee that. And if I can't guarantee that, I'm not gonna do it. Alright. Oh, we can do that. I can. But once we put the battery in, this thing is live and potentially dangerous. So like I said, I'll wrap the things up. Alright, let me let this thing get up to temperature one more time. I'll be right back. Alright, I can't stress this enough. These lithium cells are very dangerous. So you don't want to mess with them. I went ahead and just soldered up the rest of that connector off camera. That way you guys didn't have to watch it. And because I suck at soldering and I hate having my solders judged. Well, actually, I don't hate having my solders judged. It's just, that's the way of life. Now, if you cross either of these, like if you bridge either the negative or the positive at this point, you have completely defeated the charging circuitry. So you'd be running directly off the battery regardless. So you might as well have just connected it straight to the battery. I can also tell you, I've never used this soldering iron before, like this style. But I can tell you that I will never go back to my standard soldering iron. I like this thing a lot. So let's cut this. I wish I had my flush cutters with me. They're in a toolbox at my uncle's garage. That is not the prettiest solder joint, but it doesn't need to be. This is the point where things can go bang. Alright, so that is correct. And then when I put this through here, this will be live. Now you're probably wondering to yourself, hey Eric, why on earth are you going through the bottom of the board rather than the top? I can tell you why. Because I will be... the way I'm going to wrap this in tape is going to be better if I do it that way. This little soldering iron is fantastic. I would highly, highly, highly recommend this to anybody. Now, this tree is lit up and it actually is a little bit brighter, which is nice. I actually wanted it to be a little bit brighter. Now, I am going to tape this all together like this. So I did not want it to be... I didn't want all the stuff to be in the bottom. I'm going to kind of have it so that I can get to my charger. Like, I'm going to grab... what's my closest one? Okay, Nintendo Switch charger. That'll work. Hopefully. So at this point, I can unplug my soldering iron. And we can plug this in. And when we do... nothing's happening. This battery might be too low. Or let me try a different USB plug. Give me 1 second. So right now I have this plugged into my computer. Yep, there we go. The Nintendo Switch charger is very finicky at times, and when I plugged that in, it looked like it got a little bit brighter. The stupid thing is, I don't have a switch on this. I don't have a switch on it. I don't have a way to quickly connect it. How many of you were typing that in the comments? You know, that's stupid. But you know what? Find yourself a switch. You know, if I wanted to, I could probably dismantle this and pull the switch out of it. But what we did was today we modified a little Christmas tree with very inexpensive components. If I wanted to, I could pull... Nah, that's not worth it. I'm just going to leave it on then. Okay. So, that happened. That's oh, that was, no wonder, that was definitely built to a price. But what we did is we took a scrap battery that, you know, look, how many of you have a device, like you could You could take a cell phone battery, as long as it's a lithium ion and it's 3.7 volts. You could take any battery out of anything, get one of these boards, and build your own version of this. Whether it's a Christmas tree, whether it's just some nice little, as Big Clive calls them, fairy lights from Poundland. You know, they, you know, you can do something like this. And, I mean, again, it doesn't even have to be Christmas or holiday lights or Hanukkah lights, whatever you want to call this time of the year. So I'm going to just run some tape around this, because, like I said, if I had a 3D printer, I could make a perfect little case for this that would not... you know... I don't have one, so there we have that. So let's plug this back in, make sure... Alright, so I did that in a way that the lights were still available. I'm probably going to run a zip tie. I don't have a zip tie on me right now, but I'll probably run a zip tie around that. Or I can just do it like this. And but yeah, like, you can take an old cell phone battery, you can take battery from just about anything, and some scrap parts, some solder, and have yourself a nice little thing. I mean, I'm a big fan of recycling, and that's one of the big things about my channel. Is I like to make things, you know, like reuse, like old computers and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm going to go plug this into a proper charger, let this thing charge up, and see what we can do. I forgot to film a greeting, or a outro. So, I hope you enjoyed this little project. Let's zoom out and look at our work. My tripod's a little low. Why did I grab my crappiest tripod? But, yeah, so there's our lovely work. I would like to shut the lights off, but I'm not going to get up and do that. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little project. I know it's not my typical kind of stuff, but this is the kind of stuff I'd really like to do more of. I'm sure you could tell, based on my voice, that I really enjoyed doing this. I enjoyed learning about this. There's going to be a link in the description below to a channel called Big Clive. If you are not watching him and you like this kind of stuff, you absolutely should subscribe to him right now. I'm going to link to his video where I learned about these. They have these in, what did they call the first one? Mini USB, micro USB, and then USB-C. This one's obviously the USB-C one, and it works very well. And this is an ugly mod, but it's going to sit at the back of my desk, so it don't matter. And yeah, I'm sure you can make it prettier than I did. Probably anybody could. But thank you for watching. Have a blessed day, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Alright, so like I said before, I really only needed one of these little boards, but I got 5. I only needed one of these resistors. I got 100. So, here's what I'm going to do. And I always wait till the end of the video because I want to make sure people actually watch it. And I'm not even going to mention this in that part of the video. So I want to keep another one of these for future tinkering. Which means I have 3. So what I'm going to do is, if you follow me on my new Twitter page, so send me a follow on Twitter, and you can send me a message saying that you did it, and just put down here, you know, followed or done or something. And at the end of the month, I will pick 3 people, and I will send you one of these boards and one of these resistors. I've got mailer envelopes already, so this is a very simple thing to do. When I will put the names in a random generator, and I'll probably do a screen cap of me doing that. And then when I contact you, you can send me your address or wherever you want me to send it, and I will mail them out. And that's pretty much it. That's the giveaway. I'm actually doing a giveaway. So, thanks for watching. Have a blessed day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.